Beloved students of class 11, today I will talk about cumulative frequency distribution. It is an important part of organization of data for statistical analysis. Cumulative frequency distribution are of two types. Number one, less than type cumulative frequency distribution. Number two, more than type cumulative frequency distribution. You may be given one simple frequency distribution and you will be asked to convert it into either less than type cumulative frequency distribution or to a more than type cumulative frequency distribution. Suppose one simple frequency distribution is given to you, class and frequency called simple frequency distribution, and you are asked to convert this simple frequency distribution into a less than type cumulative frequency distribution. How will you do it? Always keep in mind, less than type cumulative frequency distribution is based on upper limits of the series. See this series? These are the lower limits and these are the upper limits. And less than type cumulative frequency distribution based on upper limits of the series. So your first task will be to write the upper limits. Give a heading, less than, then write the upper limit. First upper limit is 10, less than 10, less than 20, we are writing the upper limits up to 50. Last upper limit is 50, so we write up to less than 50. Now you have to count how many values are less than 10, how many values are less than 20, you have to count it. Less than 10, see this distribution. Here, if we consider the number of items which are less than 10, that means we have to consider the first class 0 to 10. Items lying in this class are less than 10. How many items are lying here? Corresponding to this class 0 to 10, 4 items are lying. So we can say number of items less than 10 is equal to 4. First simple frequency and first cumulative frequency becomes same. 0 to 10 is the class, number of frequency 4, that means number of items less than 10 is 4, so less than 10, number of observations 4, so CF against 10 is 4. Next, less than 20, how will you calculate how many values are less than 20? Less than 20 means actually you have to consider the items lying between 0 to 20. Your range is 0 to 20. So two classes are there covering 0 to 20. 0 to 10, 4 items. 10 to 20, 6 items. So 0 to 20 means 4 plus 6, 10 items. So less than 20 means 4 plus 6, number of items 10. CF against 20 is 10. Next, less than 30. Less than 30 means you have to consider items lying between 0 to 30. Between 0 to 30, 3 classes are there. Frequencies 4, 6 and 8. So for 0 to 30, less than 30 means 0 to 30, we are getting 3 frequencies corresponding to 3 classes, and the total of these 3 frequencies are 4 plus 6, 10 plus 8, 18. So less than 30, number of observation 18. Same way, less than 40 means you have to consider 0 to 40, 4 classes are there and 4 frequencies are 4, 6, 8, 4. 4, 6, 10, 18 plus 4, 22. So number of items less than 40 is 22. Last, number of items less than 50 means you have to consider the entire distribution 0 to 50. Less than 50 means 0 to 50 and 0 to 50 means 5 classes are there. So take the total of all frequencies of 5 classes, and the total becomes 25. In this way, first write the upper limits and count the number of items, just adding the successive frequencies, you will get less than type cumulative frequency distribution. It is very simple. Now you have to see what are the characteristics of less than type cumulative frequency distribution. We are observing 4 characteristics. Number 1, less than type cumulative frequencies are based on upper limits of the series 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we are considering the upper limits. Less than type cumulative frequencies are based on upper limits of the series. Number 1. Number 2, less than type cumulative frequencies are gradually increasing. 4, 10, 18, 22, 25, gradually increasing. Characteristics number 2. Characteristics number 3, in case of less than type cumulative frequency distribution, first simple frequency is equal to first CF. First CF is 4, first simple frequency is 4. First simple frequency and first CF cumulative frequency is always equal in case of less than type cumulative frequency distribution. It is third characteristic. Number 4, in case of less than type cumulative frequency distribution, we are observing the last CF is always equal to total frequency. Take the total of all frequencies, you will get 25. Last CF is equal to total frequency. These are the 4 characteristics of less than type cumulative frequency distribution. Now, think from the opposite side. Suppose this less than type cumulative frequency is given to you and you are asked to form the simple frequency distribution, class and frequency. So if less than type frequency given in this form and you are asked to calculate simple frequency distribution, class and frequency formation, then first you will see what is the difference between the successive values 10, 20, 30. 10 is the gap. So when you arrange them into classes, class size must be 10. This is clear. So you will arrange some classes whose size must be 10. What will be first class? Less than 10. That means you have to consider the items which are less than 10. So your first class will be 0 to 10. If you have to consider items less than 10, you have to start with the class 0 to 10. Then successive classes will be 10 to 20, 10 is the class size, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 in this way. Last class will be 40 to 50 because less than 50 is 25, less than 50, so we will go up to 50, we cannot go beyond 50. If less than 50 is the value, then our last class it should be 40 to 50. 50 will be the upper limit of the last class. So I repeat, when you have to convert less than type cumulative frequency distribution into simple frequency distribution, first consider the gap between the values. 10 is the gap, so class size is 10. What will be first class? If less than 10, first information is less than 10 CF4. Less than 10 means your first class will be 0 to 10. And last class, last value is 50. So 50 will be the upper limit of the last class. Last class should be 40 to 50. How do you write the frequencies? We have already told in case of less than type cumulative frequency distribution, first CF should be equal to first simple frequency. So first you write this CF must be the simple frequency of the first class. 4, right here also 4. And next time just take the difference of successive frequencies. 10 minus 4, 6. 18 minus 10, 8. 22 minus 18, 4. 25 minus 22, 3. You will get the simple frequencies. So first arrange the classes and from differences of the successive CFs you will get the simple frequencies. Difference between two CF will give you the frequency of a class. Only first CF and first simple frequency will be same. Next frequency is how you calculate? Take the difference. 10 minus 4, 6. 18 minus 10, 8 in this way. Now come to the next part. Another type of cumulative frequency distribution is mode than type cumulative frequency distribution. In case of mode than type cumulative frequency distribution, always keep in mind mode than type cumulative frequencies are based on lower limit of the series. So if this is the series given to you, you will consider the lower limits 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. So first write more than 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. All these are the lower limits of the simple frequency distribution. Lower limits of the classes 0 to 40. First write these lower limits. Now, how will you get the CFs? More than 0. This is the series, starts from 0, ends with 50. More than 0 means we have to consider all items within the series. All values are more than 0. So we have to consider the total frequency. Total frequency is 25. So we start with 25. More than 0 means all values are more than 0 in this series. Number of item is 25. So start with 25. Next, how many values are more than 10? You always keep in mind one formula. More than value is equal to total minus less than value. You have to find out more than 10. Total minus less than 10 is required. Total is 25 and less than 10 is 4. So 25 minus 4, 21. Again, more than 20. Total minus less than 20. Your total is 25. Less than 20 is 10. 25 minus 10 is equal to 15. You require more than 30. More than 30 means total minus less than 30. Total is 25. Less than 30 is 18. 25 minus 18, 7. More than 40. Total minus less than 40. Total is 25. Less than 40 is 22. 25 minus 22, 23. So in this way, you will calculate more than cumulative frequencies. I repeat, in case of more than type cumulative frequency, your formula is total minus less than. For example, more than 10. You want to find out more than how many values are more than 10. Your formula total minus less than 10. Total is 25. Less than 10 is 4. So 25 minus 4, 21. In this way, you will calculate the CFs. What are the characteristics of this series? More than type cumulative frequency distribution. Again, 4 characteristics are there. Number 1, more than type cumulative frequency distribution based on lower limits of the series. Lower limits of the series 0 to 40, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, all these are lower limits. Number 1. Number 2, more than type cumulative frequencies are gradually decreasing. 25, 21, 15, 7, 10, gradually falling. Number 2. Number 3, in case of more than type cumulative frequency distribution, first CF is equal to total frequency. 25 is the total frequency of this series. And in case of more than type cumulative frequency distribution, last CF is equal to last simple frequency. Last simple frequency is 3 and your last CF will also be 3. In this way, one simple frequency distribution converted into more than type cumulative frequency distribution. If you are asked to convert a more than type cumulative frequency distribution into a simple frequency distribution, how will you do it? Same is the procedure. First see the gap 0, 10, 20, 30. Gap between the values is 10. So your class size is 10. What will be your first class? More than 10. So you have to start a class, first class whose lower limit is 0. Class size is 10. So 0 to 10 will be the first class. Then next classes will be 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. What is last class? What will be the last class? You need more than 40. So values more than 40 should be taken into consideration. So you cannot stop at 40. As because values more than 40 are to be taken into consideration, your last class will be 40 to 50. You should not stop at 40. More than 40 means you have to consider a class 40 to 50. Now how you get the simple frequencies? From the beginning, take the difference between two consecutive shapes. You will get the simple frequencies. 25 minus 21, 4. 21 minus 15, 6. 15 minus 7, 8. 7 minus 3, 4. And last shape must be equal to last simple frequency. So in case of Morton type cumulative frequency distribution, from the beginning start to take the difference between two consecutive shapes, you will get the simple frequencies. So just practice one or two transformation from simple to cumulative or the reverse, cumulative to simple. I think it will not create any problem. So go through your book and practice. You must practice it. Thank you.